Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom deadline stream, Game Week 21. We're here on a Friday at 4:30, a little bit later than I would have liked to have started, but with the last minute altercation to this fixture, I couldn't get it off work, so we're here now. We are here now. If you do enjoy any of the content that you see on the channel, either that the TikTok or the YouTube channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to follow as well, it's all massively appreciated. Of course, this is a potential huge stream. We are ridiculously close to hitting 3,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I think we're about 60 odd people off. So if we could do that today, it would be just incredible. Absolutely incredible. As always, we will be reviewing your teams a little bit later on as well. So if you want to send me them at FPLTom_, leave your team under my pinned tweet and we will do a batch of those at 5 o'clock and then just continuing throughout the stream, you know, just making sure you guys are kind of updated, kept informed and, you know, just overall have a good game week, you know, try and help you the best way we can as well. Lots of other good stuff coming up. We're going to go through my team, what my plans are, predicted points, predicted scores for this game week, best captaincy option, and then a game of Who Am I. We've also got a poll kicking about in the YouTube chat as well for the best captain for this game week. So if you want to, you know, vote on that, maybe you're a little bit unsure or maybe you want to leave a comment for a potential captaincy, do put it in the comments as well. I can already see we've got people flying in on both the YouTube and the TikTok chat. Joel in the TikTok chat has put first. Let's get some more comments flying in there, guys. On the YouTube, we've had, is Adebayo a viable option with double game week coming up? Potentially. I think obviously there was the big announcement that Morris is fully fit and back. So probably going to see a little bit of rotation, but I've brought him in for draft this week. So I definitely could think he could be a very good viable viable option. Turkey in the Bush has put, not gonna lie though, 2 Tom streams in 2 days is heavenly. It's like Christmas never finished. Oh, cheers, mate. I appreciate that. Hey, TPS player, how you doing, man? Turkey in the Bush said, I need a defender and already have Estepinian and Gabriel. Who should I go for? Well, it's dependent, like, if you need them for this week, like, definitely. Because Crystal Palace have got some really good fixtures. Pinnock could be a really good one with that double game week being announced now. Brentford have Nottingham Forest this week, then Tottenham and City, and then Wolves, then obviously the double as well. So he potentially could offer himself up as a potential player, maybe even going for the Brighton double up. It's a little bit stupid probably to suggest, but it could be an option. Konza from Villa as well could be a really good shout that you potentially could go for. Saka or Richarlison as a replacement for Salah. I think I'd probably go Saka, especially with the signing of Timo Werner. I think that potentially could have an impact on his minutes. What other questions have we got? VL has said, what's up, Tom? How are you? I'm good, man. Do you think Zinchenko will start? Very good question. Let me go and check if it's in the Draft Hound predicted lineups. If you want to go and check Draft Hound out for yourself, there is a link to that in the description. And if you use that link and you sign up, I do get some money. They don't have Zinchenko starting, so I would suggest no, my friend. I would suggest no. Foden captain, I think it's an option, but I'm a little bit concerned with obviously Jeremy Doku and KDB being back in training. Is that going to potentially limit his minutes? Potentially, but it's all right. I'm good, John. I hope you're doing good as well, my friend. Best replacements for Salah and Son. You're probably looking at people like Saka, Palmer. You've also got Pascal Gross. I've gone for someone as well that I'm not going to mention soon. Yes, I will be doing team reviews as well. We're going to do those at 5 o'clock. We will be doing team reviews. Just sent my team. Wonderful. So if you want to send me a teams at FPLTom_, leave it under the pinned tweet. That is the place to leave it. And yeah, we'll get a batch of those reviewed as soon as we can. Opinions on Werner captain? Like, what the hell have you been smoking is my personal opinion. Someone says start one of Walker or Solanke. I think I would go for Solanke. Now, there was something's come out about Kyle Walker. I didn't kind of delve too quickly into it. But yeah, I kind of just briefly had a glance over it and saw that. Good morning, Tom from New Zealand. A Jota captain, too spicy. Oh, man. Cheers for getting up this early. Like, I can imagine it's not the best time in the world for you over there, is it? But yeah, Jota captain. I think there's better options. My friend. Best Salah replacement out of Foden and Gross and Big Willie. I'd probably say with the double being announced, Foden's kind of stock does go up, but then so does KDB's as well. And with the positive comments from Pep Guardiola, has got me thinking. I don't think potentially the new Spurs centre-back will be an option. I want to see if he plays first and if he's actually any good before bringing him in. And I haven't learned how to pronounce his name yet, so we're not even going to attempt to kind of do it so far. Start one of Raya or Areola. We had this one the other day as well, and it's such a 50-50 split, man. I think I would go Raya. I feel like Areola's kind of point scoring ability is going to dry up. They conceded 5.14 XG and conceded 0 goals over the past 3 games. Brighton absolutely peppered him as well, so I do think they are due to concede a goal. Werner is underrated. Wait and see when he does well versus Manchester United. If he plays is the big one. Captain Tony or Palmer? I would captain Palmer over Tony, to be honest. He's a little bit of an unknown quantity at the moment, Ivan Tony. I think he could pop this game week, but I think with him having quite a long absence away from men's football, you don't know what kind of condition he's going to be in. Should I roll a transfer and field a 4-3-3 with only Mbarma? I'm not sure he will start, or using one free transfer doing Son to Foden. I like the free transfer Son to Foden. I do think Mbarma does have the potential to start with the injury kind of crisis in forward areas for West Ham, but I like that as a transfer, especially with the double game week being announced as well. I think that could be great. Have Taylor as my 11th man. Would you take a -4 or I hope he starts? Company gave us nothing. Yeah, I think the stuff as well coming out about him potentially being bankrupt as well, turn that off, hasn't really helped the situation. So I do think he probably will miss out on the game tomorrow. A -4 though, I think unless it's for someone like maybe Estupinian, I don't think I'd be too hot for it. Depends what your other defenders are, and depends how many other players you've got playing. João Pedro captain. I mean, he has been on fire recently. And if you look at the kind of the head-to-head record, Brighton have a great record of scoring goals as well. 5:30 a.m. sleepers for the week. Man, I appreciate you being up for this deadline, and I appreciate you being in the comments for this, man. Absolute shout out to Saint Ledger. Up at 5:30, guys. Give him some plaudits for that one in the chat. I can see the questions are still flying in. Do keep them flying in on TikTok as well. We've got Gross or Richarlison. I think I would probably go Gross. Same again. Richarlison, Kulusevski or Gross. I'd probably go Gross. What is your favourite thing to eat on the toilet? Oh, bro, if you give me some donuts, they're straight in and out. You know me. You know me, Sean. You know me, pal. The thing with Richarlison is I think he is a great player, and if you have a look at kind of the data that he's been putting up, it's been absolutely spectacular, and the goals that he's been scoring. But with Werner coming in, is there probably going to be some rotation? So, yeah, not the best, I think. 8:30 a.m. Love your streams. Oh, cheers, man. Look at this. The international audience we're building over here. Who'd have thought it, eh? Who would have thought it? Right, we're going to move on, and I will come back to answer some more of your guys' questions in a little bit. But we are going to obviously talk about the big breaking news. There is a double game week, and it has been announced today. Manchester City will play Brentford in game week 25. It will be a double for City. They'll play Chelsea at home as well in the first kind of weekend installment, then play Brentford. Brentford take on Liverpool, then Manchester City. So not the best kind of double for Brentford players, which, is a little bit frustrating. But on the other hand, for City players, this is a really good double. Brentford and Chelsea. Chelsea aren't the best team in the league, let's be realistic. They're not top 4 quality. So yeah, I definitely think, we want to be starting to look to get these Manchester City players into our team. And a lot of us are taking out Son and Salah this week, so Foden could be a really good replacement. If we've already got Julian Alvarez as well, might be worth potentially looking at other forward options when we're going to get Haaland back in a few game weeks' time as well. Maybe we want to keep Alvarez, go for that City double up, maybe see what other defenders we want to potentially have a look at playing as well. If Liverpool do make the final of the Carabao, which, very easily could happen, they're 2-1 up against Fulham in the first leg. It is highly probable that they are also going to double in game week 25. So maybe if you do have the likes of Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold, might be worth keeping them this week. Genuinely might be worth just holding on to them. You know, making sure that they're still around in your team for that potential double game week. As you can see, 26th, there's probably going to be some blanks as well for Manchester United, Chelsea and Tottenham, and Liverpool and Luton. So some potential blanks coming up, but also some potential double game weeks. Obviously, one has been announced so far. That is the Manchester City-Brentford one. So just be conscious with that, with your transfers going forward. And I think once we find out, potentially before the next deadline, we are going to find out what is going to happen with, with the doubles. There we go, the Liverpool doubles. We eventually got there. But yeah, that's obviously the big news this week. So make sure you are aware of that, because it is going to start to impact potential chip strategy as well. If I could get my words out, Jesus. But yeah. Do you know about Jesus and his injury? Will he play? Was my captain at first. I don't think he'll play, no. I don't think he'll play. Do not think he will play. Let's go on and let's move and look at my team. If you're on the TikTok stream and want to come over to the YouTube chat, my team is on screen right now for you guys to see. We've got Areola, we've got Gabriel, we've got Konza, we've got Colwell. Our transfer in this week was Son for Garnacho. The reason we've done that, it means then next week I can do any of my forwards back to Erling Haaland. Palmer with the armband as well, big captain for him. Jared Bowen's still in here. We're still waiting for any kind of official confirmation from David Moyes about his potential injury. I've seen 2 to 3 weeks. I've seen 5 to 6. I've seen 8 to 6. Like, he's all over the shop. No one really has any clear picture of what is actually happening with Jared Bowen. So I'm going to hold him and hope for the best. That's the plan. We're going to have to play Gordon against Manchester City, but he's got actually a pretty good record against top 6 sides. Newcastle at home as well do have a fairly positive record. Away from home, it's a completely different story. Then a front three of Watkins, Solanke and Julian Alvarez. On the bench, Turner, Taylor, Salah, who I think we might potentially hold throughout the whole of AFCON, now that potentially if this double game week gets announced for Liverpool. Same with Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, if these two do get a double game week announced in this week. Right, let's have a look through more of your guys' questions. Do keep them flying in. Like I said, we will be reviewing teams at 5 o'clock. So if you want to send me that at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. And yeah, we will review some more of those for you guys. Right, where were we? Whereabouts were we? Taylor as 11-man makes Trent to Estepinian for a -4 tempting. I'm either going to go Son to Gross or Foden meaning no Estepinian, and Gross meaning I can do Estepinian and Haaland for free next week. I think I'd do that then, especially if Haaland potentially could be fit for next week. I outlined this in my preview. I did say I don't think they'll risk Haaland this week. If he's not fit and like available, you know, they're going to get another week off with, you know, no games being played. Then it's the FA Cup game. Then it's the Premier League game. So there's a lot of time for him potentially to have off and recover from this injury, because it doesn't sound like a normal kind of tear or ligament strain or anything like that. It's bone fracture. So I guess it has to kind of be look after him as much as possible. They want him for the business end of the season, and I think that's all that Pep Guardiola is doing. Let me just check that my microphone volume is turned up for you guys, because it's not like flying off the like, there we go. Like, what was going off with that? I hate when it does this. It just randomly dips it on the computer for no reason. I apologise on the YouTube stream if you couldn't hear me and I sounded as quiet as a mouse, but I'm back. We are back. Who to captain? Saka, Palmer, Gross, Watkins, Solanke or Alvarez? I think the top options are probably going to be Saka, Palmer and Alvarez for me. They're probably going to be your top options. Watching from California, US. Hey man, appreciate it. Brighton triple up of Estepinian, Gross and João Pedro, or City triple up of Bernardo, Foden and Haaland. I already have doubles for both, so I'm currently thinking Foden over Gross, but who would you go for here? I think I would go for the City double up with their obviously double game week coming up. That makes more sense to me. Who to captain? Jota, Saka, Palmer or Gross? I think it is between Palmer or Saka for me. Those are probably the two better options. Do New Zealand have a Mansfield fan society? I mean, I hope so. We're a pretty big club, aren't we? We're huge. We're massive. Will Bowen start? Not a clue. Not a clue. We're not going to find out till after the deadline anyway. Yes, we'll get a mini league going for next season. I didn't realise how popular this channel was going to become when we started at the start of this season, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, I guess. Who to captain? Jota, Saka, Palmer, Gross, Watkins. I feel we did this one in the TikTok one. Who should I get instead of Haaland? I mean, Alvarez is a great shout. Has the same fixtures coming up. Has the double coming up as well. Tony maybe as a 1 week punt could be a little bit of a decent shout. Is Bowen completely out, or are there still chances? I think I wouldn't be looking to bring him in, and I think if I had him, I wouldn't be looking to sell him. I feel that's kind of the vibe right at the moment. Obviously, West Ham don't play this weekend; they play next weekend. It's this weird winter break kind of one that they're doing. Saka captain, I rate that. Rank in the US is 453. Louise, that is mightily impressive, my friend. Mightily impressive. Have you just said you're keeping Salah and Trent on your bench? Seems quite mad. I am, but with the double coming up, yeah. I mean, what other, like the midfield options realistically, I am looking, right, and this is genuinely something, I am looking at potentially going for KDB or Saka this week from -4. It's an option. I said obviously in the TikTok that I did and on the stream yesterday, I think it's going to be Saka for Salah. But I'm tempted by KDB, you know. I'm really, really tempted. The fact that they've said, like, you know, he should play this Newcastle game as well. Double game week coming up. I'm all for a little bit of KDB, you know. I'm all for a little bit of KDB. Big Brother is trying to silence you. I hope not. I hope not. Tom Palmer said, I took a -12 this game week. I mean, I get why, like, people are taking heavy minuses this week, but, like, I think it could be beneficial if you can keep that wild card till a little bit later on and play it further down the line when we've got, like, a plethora of information at our disposal. But about potential double game weeks, when Salah and Son potentially could be back as well. KDB, Haaland injury updates as well. So I think it could be really good. Had you cast into the TV? That mic adjustment just woke my whole house. Bro, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Like, I don't know what was going off. It was just dead silent. Like, nothing was going off. It was just silence. And then all of a sudden it just went woof. So yeah, I apologize for that one. Can you shout out Lauren? She's angry for me for following your suggestions last week, and now I'm ahead of her. What can I say? What can I say, T. William? Like, this is what we do. This is what we do. Shout out to Lauren. Like, you know, just hit that subscribe button, Lauren. You can also get top quality advice that could potentially put you back in front of T. William. So, you know, if you want some help, hit that subscribe button. We are close to 3K as well, guys. So, you know, if Lauren wants to join the Barmy Army, why not? Go for it, Lauren. Go for it. Are you not going to make an attempt to bring Haaland back for next week? I am indeed, my friend. That will be the plan for either Solanke, Watkins, or Alvarez. I can do it for one free transfer. Can confirm Mansfield are massive in New Zealand. I knew it. Is Bowen completely out this week, or are there still chances considering... yeah, I definitely think there's still chances. Haven't had like any kind of official news, but it's not looking likely that he's going to be playing the game. So if I was like attempting to bring him in this week, I probably wouldn't. Toby said, I've captained Palmer. I rate that, mate. I've gone with the exact same captain decision as you. Palmer for the win. Is it worth taking a -12 or using a free hit? Depends how badly your team needs a little bit of reconstruction. I think holding those chips could be more beneficial down the line. So maybe a -12 if needed could be the way that you have to go. If you want to send me a team, Akeem, on Twitter, at FPLTom_, and we will review it and try and help you out the best we can, my friend. So, yeah, giving you the kind of upper edge. I don't know what we do here. That's sort of the thing we do here. Sure. Louisa said starting 11. Edison, Porro, Virgil, Gabriel, Saka, Palmer, Diaby, Diaz, Solanke, Watkins, Cunha, and then subs, Areola, Walker, Gordon, Branthwaite. Top 11k in the world, Saka, captain. Very strong team, my friend. Loving it. Hopefully it can continue and get you into that top 10k as well. That would be super impressive for you, mate. If we could get you to like #1 in USA as well, that would be ridiculously cool. Unknown has said, my team is looking like this. Turner in net. Defense, Gabriel Saliba, Porro. Mid, Saka, Palmer, Gross, Jota, and Richarlison. And attack is Watkins and Solanke. Very good. Very good. When am I reviewing teams? Ethan, I will be reviewing teams at 5 o'clock. So get those sent in to me at FPLTom_. Leave it under my pinned tweet and we will be reviewing teams live on the stream. Your team will appear in this little beautiful little box here. And yeah, we'll give you some top quality advice that, you know, people have said in the chat. You know, we've got testimonials now. People saying in the chat it does help them out. So yeah, if you want to help me out as well and appreciate all the kind of content that I do create, because we do create a lot. We do 2 streams a week, plenty of videos as well. Do hit that subscribe button as we are mightily close to 3K subs. If you're on the TikTok chat as well and want to come over to the YouTube stream, it would be appreciated as well. But do keep the questions flying in, and like I said, in 9 or so minutes we will go and review your guys' teams to help you out and put the best lineup out for game week 21. Seb Rumble has said, on a wild card, should I bring in Haaland or keep Alvarez and do Haaland when he's fit? I think I'd do Alvarez this week because we don't actually know when Haaland is going to be fit. He realistically is going to be fit for game week 22, but even still, he might still miss out on that one. So obviously, we're going to have a lot more information at that point. So go Alvarez. You know, at least you're going to have him play against Newcastle, who are bottom for XG conceded this week. Christopher, team reviews, they will be at 5 o'clock. So if you want to leave them under my pinned tweet, that is the best place to do it. Where can I send teams? FN has asked in the YouTube chat. Like I said, under my pinned tweet at FPLTom_. Leave it there. If you are on TikTok, the best thing that you can do is come over to the YouTube stream as well. You will get to see your team reviewed live on screen. Before we move on to that, what have we got? What have we got? What have we got that we could do before that? Let's do Who Am I? So this is a football player's Wikipedia page. All you guys have to do is let me know who this player is. Started the youth career at Leeds United, then went on to play for Leeds first team, but had loans at Bradford, York, Inverness and Fleetwood before moving to Burnley in 2017, making 182 appearances for them. Let me know in the comments who this Premier League player is. If you want to partake on TikTok, come over to the YouTube chat right now and you will see this player's kind of history path, if you like. So yeah, get your guesses in for this one. Who is this player? Let me know in the comments section. Someone said, I got 2 free transfers. Whom should I replace? Son and Salah or Trent? I think Son would be the first one that I'd potentially get rid of. And I think, depending on the rest of your team, I don't think I'd do too much, to be honest. I think what I'd do, get rid of Son, get another midfielder in. And if you can put a good enough team out and bench Salah and Son, what then that allows you to do is potentially see how Egypt get on in AFCON, whether or not Trent is going to be back for next game week as well. You know, potentially there is always that alternative that, you know, he might miraculously be available for that next game week as well. You know, we're going to find out lots of information. So I think that might be the best thing to do if your team's in a good enough position. Do keep the guesses coming in for the Who Am I as well, guys. T. Williams' team is Areola, Porro, Gabriel, Cash, Garnacho, Richarlison, Saka, Palmer, Alvarez, Solanke and Watkins. Bench is Dubravka, Taylor and Salah. What do I think? I think, mate, you're looking pretty good. You're looking pretty good for this game week, T. William. At least you can put out a team as well. You've been the only person as well to have a guess, have a stab at the Who Am I. So let's get a few more of these in before we do reveal who that player is. Drop 1 of Alvarez, Tony, Watkins, Palmer, Saka, Jota, Richarlison and Foden. I would probably, if I was to drop any of them, Seb, realistically, it'd probably be Jota. I just can't predict his minutes. Everyone else, I think, is going to start the games for their respective teams. And you'd probably have to say a lot of them are going to see out 90 minutes. Whereas Jota, I just can't really bank on that one. Can't really bank on that one. So that'd probably be the way that I'd go with that one. Water is really good today. T. William, A Turkey in a Bush, and Sarah. Oh, every stream I get your name wrong, and it pisses me off more than it probably pisses you off. We've had some guesses. We've had Jamie O'Hara and Charlie Taylor twice. I can reveal that this, of course, is Charlie Taylor. 1 point Charlie, as he's well known in our kind of FPL kind of community that we're building over here. So yeah, 1 point Charlie there for everyone. Bowen news. We do not have any Bowen news, unfortunately. No Bowen news, but I'm just playing him and hoping for the best. Just added you on Twitter. I sent my team. Wonderful stuff. Like I said, if anyone else wants to send your teams, we will be reviewing those in 4 minutes time. So at FPL Tom_ on the pinned tweet, leave it under there. And yeah, we will get those reviewed for you guys. Gary McDivitt has said Charlie Taylor as well. Fair play to you, man. Appreciate that. For everyone kind of taking part in that little mini quiz that we've got there. Plenty of other stuff coming up on the stream as well. We do have the team reviews at 5. We're also going to talk about the best captain options. We've also got predicted points coming up. And as always, guys, we are approaching 3K subs, so do hit that subscribe button. Am I reviewing teams now? We're going to do them in 3 or so minutes. So get them sent in, and then after that, we'll probably do them kind of sporadically when we get kind of a bulk through. For some reason, I really just don't see Palmer banking points this week. I get that, and I'm in a little bit of the same position. I think Fulham are quite a hot and cold team. It's quite hard to kind of predict what they're going to do this game week, so I'm not 100% sure which way to really go with it. But for me, I'm going to have to take a -4 if I wanted Saka in. Interesting. Should I start Leno or Dubravka? I would probably go... It's a hard one. I'd probably go Leno, you know. I think I probably would go Leno. If anyone was more likely to cause an upset, I think it would be Fulham out of those 2 fixtures. So I'd go Leno. Hey, George. How you doing, man? How are you doing, my friend? Cheers for the support, Louise. Like I said, do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, guys. Massively appreciated by me as we are approaching 3K subs, and we are going to be reviewing your guys' teams in a few minutes. So get them sent in on my Twitter at FPLTom_. Leave it under the pinned tweet. And yeah, best time to bench boost with some of the fixtures coming up. I think we're probably looking at maybe 34, 37 when we've got plenty of double game weeks. Maybe even 25 if you've got the right players in there. But you're probably looking more likely, I think, 34 and 37, to be honest. But I like the Garnacho pick. Me too, mate. He frees up a lot of money. I've actually been impressed when I've watched him as well. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, it's a little bit like, I did this when I watched Højlund as well. I was like, he gets into some really good positions. But, you know, we'll see what happens. For 4.8 million, if not, it doesn't work out. Whatever. Wasn't meant to be. The only other transfer I am thinking about making is Salah for KDB or for Saka. But I need to see some positive news about KDB. That he's definitely starting. Should I bring in Saliba or Estupiñán? I would go Estupiñán. Brighton's fixtures are absolutely immense. Will Nkunku start? No. According to Pochettino, he will miss out on this game. So yeah, no Nkunku for this game week. Start 2 between Pinnock, Johnson and Coufal. I probably would go Coufal, Pinnock, to be honest. I just would. Hey, David. Hope you're doing good, man. I'm living life, mate. Only one question today. Foden, Jota, or Diaz? Probably with the double game week announcement, my friend, I probably would go Foden. Right, guys, let's go and start reviewing some of your teams. It is 5 o'clock, like I said. Plenty have been sent in. Like I said, if you want to send me your teams at FPLTom_, and then leave it under, let's have a look. Not premium. We're not buying premium. Get out of here. If you want to leave it under this tweet here, then I will be able to see your teams. Thoughts on Foden, captain? I think it's just a difficult place to go, isn't it, St. James's Park? But there could be huge upside if you did go for it. You know, not a lot of people are going to go down that route. Right, let's start off with Anton. He said, do I start Areola or Raya? I already answered this one. I said I think I would play Raya, to be honest. Shane has said, transfers made, Salah for Jota, Son for Foden. Captain could change to Estepinian. Feel like it will be a high-scoring game. Playing Foden doesn't burn me like he usually does. You know what? I really, really like this team. My only concern is potentially benching Dominic Solanke, but realistically, like if Bowen doesn't play, Solanke comes in, so I think you're going to be fine there. But this team looks very good, mate. Very good. I rate the Estepinian pick. I think you've gone the right way with captain, though. Estepinian and Brighton haven't been the best defensively this season, so banking on them for a potential clean sheet, probably not the best, but he might get himself a goal. So I like that team. Gary has said, need some help. Should I wildcard? He's got Haaland, Salah, Bowen, Taylor, Lamptey. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got one free transfer. I think you could realistically get out of this mess with a minus. I think I would leave Bowen. Oh, but Gusto's not going to play, is he? I think I would prefer to leave the wild card, Gary. I think what I'd do is I'd leave Bowen. I would take Salah out. Obviously, there's options like Pascal Gross. He's a really good option that you potentially could go for. Phil Foden not in this team as well. So I think I'd do Foden for Salah or Pascal Gross. And then you could easily get rid of Lamptey and put Lamptey in for Estepinian. That could be a really good option. And that could at least give you 10 that play. And then if you wanted another minus, probably take out someone like Gusto. But those are just a few options that you potentially could go for there, Gary, mate. I definitely think I'd prefer to take minuses than using my wildcard. We're going to have so much information come game week 22, all about what's going to happen with Salah and Son, Haaland's injury update, KDB potential progress, other blanks, and game week pronounce as well. So I think it is worth holding on. Hey, Katie, how you doing, man? Not man, girl. How are you doing anyway? Fucking hell, we've only just started and we're already calling people men and girls and whatever. I hope you're doing good. What's my number one captain choice? I'm going Palmer. Morecambe away, LA7 masterclass. Let's hope so. Nathan, man. Let's hope so. But yeah, there's some advice for you there, Gary. Oh my days. Names today are not sticking in my head. Yeah, I'm doing good, Katie. I'm doing good. Bring in Palmer, Luis Diaz, or Richarlison, Ethan has asked. I probably would go Palmer, mate, to be honest. He's going to be the one that a lot of people are going to be captaining this week, so probably would go with him. His EO is going to be absolutely ridiculous, and he's really good value for money as well. So yeah, I'd go Palmer. Harvey or SportCat01 has said, current team, I did one free transfer and have done Foden for Salah. I have one free transfer left. I'm tempted to start Gordon as he scored against the Arsenal, Liverpool, United and Chelsea. Likely to take Son out for either Saka, Odegaard, Jota or Douglas Luiz. I think Saka for Son could be a great move as well. Obviously, though, maybe hold on to that free transfer. This team otherwise is it's in a good place. You've got a player off the bench as well if needed. So maybe could take 2 into next week when we've got kind of all that information. But I definitely think Son to Saka could be a great move to potentially go for there, mate. Let's have a look at the next one. I have 2 free transfers. Any suggestions? Salah for Foden / KDB. Roll 1 for Haaland free transfer. Yeah, I probably would do that then. I'd take Salah out. Put Foden in would probably be my preference. I do like KDB, but we just can't be sure on his minutes at the moment. So I think that's probably what I would do there. You've also got Gabriel as well that could just slot in and but you've got that one free transfer to make. So I probably would do that and then take 2 into next week. Finn, currently thinking Foden to Son. I'm not sure if Taylor starts. May also do Salah to Garnacho. Yeah, I really like Salah to Garnacho. I've done Son to Garnacho to free up some money to get Haaland back in. And then what was your other one? Foden to Son as well, another great shout. Really rate that. Probably would put Foden and Son ahead of Salah and Garnacho, to be honest. Yeah, cool. Jota captain, bad idea? I probably would say so, Katie. I probably would say so. Thoughts on Buonanotte? Yeah, I'd probably just go for Pascal Gross if I was going to go for anyone from Brighton. One free transfer, torn between rolling and doing Son to Foden. If I bring Foden in, should I bench Konza or Pinnock? The one I bench will probably come on for Bowen. Either way, with the positive comments from Pep, I've also been thinking about going for KDB instead of Foden. I mean, you could roll it and you have cover, or you could take that gamble. You could genuinely take that gamble. You know, take maybe Son out, go for KDB, have a little bit of excitement, because realistically, KDB, he might not play this week, or he might just come off the bench for a few minutes, but it might be like a little bit of exciting pick. Go for a little bit of a gamble and see what happens. You know what I mean? He could play this game, or he could absolutely smash it up come the double game weeks as well, and you're in a real good position to have him in your team as well. Bollocks, we just lost everyone's teams there. Cool. Next one, should I start Bowen and put Solanke on first bench, or should I start Walker? I think the team is fine like that. Obviously, Walker, the kind of tabloid information or like his personal news apparently breaking or something has come out from Manchester City, so I probably would leave him on the bench this week. Joel Linton, the GOAT, has said, what one free transfer? What do I do, FPL Tom? Areola, Saliba, Colwell, Estupinian, Bowen captain. Immediately get Bowen off that captaincy badge. Foden, Salah, Palmer, Gordon, Solanke, Watkins. Probably, mate, would do Salah to maybe like Gross could be an option. Salah to KDB could be an option as well, with the double being announced. I think those could be two good options for you there. Or Richarlison as well, another popular pick. SIF_BLKCIR. Sure, we'll go with that. Free transfer, Son to Richarlison. I rate it, mate. I rate it. Rest of the team's looking pretty good as well. Haaland on the bench for next week as well. Ready. No kind of glaring issues with that one. David Hewitt, 2 free transfers. Obvious moves are Salah and Son to Foden and Palmer. Any other thoughts? I think you've answered your own question there, to be honest, mate. Those would probably be the 2 that I would have. Then bench Trent and Taylor. Yeah. I think that's pretty obvious, to be honest, David. I think, you know, if you want to take over this stream, man, that was pretty good advice. So, yeah, that's probably the moves that I would do. Tough benching decision from Seb. He's got Areola, Pedporo, Saliba. I believe you're in the TikTok chat, Seb. Pedporo, Saliba, Estupinian, Saka captain, Diego Jota, Foden, Richarlison, Julian Alvarez, Tony Watkins. And then he's got Dubravka, Palmer, Walker, and Van Heckel. I would not be benching Palmer, to be honest, mate. I think I would rather play Palmer over Richarlison. That's just my personal opinion there, Seb. Rather play Palmer over Richarlison. Yeah. Even probably Diego Jota. Like, I get why people are kind of clambering towards him, but is he a safe pick? Probably not. Is he going to see out the game? Probably not. Same with Richarlison as well. Are these two probably going to see out the game? I'd argue not. So I would prefer to go for Palmer, to be honest. FPL Josh, good mate of mine, he has said Areola, Saliba, Pedporo, Gabriel, Foden, Gordon, Saka, Palmer, Tony with the armband. I rate that, Josh, from you. Solanke and Watkins. I'm liking it. I'm liking the Tony armband as well. Some good stuff there. Matthew Carr has sent me his team as well. He's got Becker, Estupinian, Porro, Saliba, Richarlison, Diego Jota, Foden, Palmer, Bowen, Watkins, and Solanke. I mean, Tony probably, I would start Tony over Bowen. That would be the probably only change I would make there, to be honest, mate. Right, let's kind of rattle through some more of these. Dave Johnson, have no free transfers. I'd immediately take that armband off Bowen, put Solanke in for Trent, and just hope for the best. If not, Branthwaite will come in. There you go. VibXZ. Areola, Saliba, Pedporo, Estepinian, Gross, Saka, Palmer captain, Richarlison, João Pedro, Solanke and Watkins. I mean, you've got a starting 11, so pretty decent. Palmer with the captain as well, pretty routine. Arguably a pretty standard front three I'm seeing so far this week as well. João Pedro, a very popular pick. I'm a Fulham fan, so starting Palmer hurts, man. That's the only problem I feel like I don't have to deal with, is the fact that I don't support any Premier League team, so I kind of get away with it. Max Meyer has sent me his team. He's got Areola, Saliba, Pedporo, Virgil, Foden, Saka, Richarlison, Buonanotte. I'm guessing you were the guy asking me about Buonanotte in the TikTok chat. He's asked me about Buonanotte. For me personally, I wouldn't be playing him, but watch it work out. Watkins, Alvarez, and Solanke. Fair enough, mate. I rate the balls. Right, there was one that was down here as hidden. Here we go. We've got Luis's team. He has got Edison, Pedro Porro, Virgil, Gabriel, Diaby, Saka captain, Palmer, Luis Diaz, Cunha, Watkins, Solanke. On a very strong bench as well to go with this week. I think you've made all the right choices, to be honest, Luis. So, hopefully it works out for you, my man. Get you in that top 10k. Katie, honest thoughts, got one more free transfer. Soufal with a flag. Oof, I didn't realise he was flagged. I haven't seen anything about him either. I mean, Livramento comes in. If not, you've got another free transfer as well. I mean, you could have a little bit of fun and maybe bring in Gross for Salah if you wanted to go down that route. But other than that, I think the team should be fine. Maybe Soufal to Estepinian could be a potential option as well. Or take 2 into next week would probably be the right thing to do. And then finally, John has said, did Thiago to Doherty for a free transfer, or Doherty, however you pronounce the guy from Luton's team. I brought him in my draft this week. So, yeah. I'm risking it with Buonanotte. Mate, if it works out, fair play. Start Trent or Bowen. Bowen's got the higher probability of actually playing, but I don't think they will. John, Flecken, Doherty, Pedporo, Alex Moreno, Odegaard, Richarlison, Saka, Foden, Solanke, Watkins, Julian Alvarez, and then he's got Leno, Lascelles, Zinchenko, and Salah. All right, I rate it. No changes I would make there. We've got 9 notifications. My God, guys, you are absolutely smashing it. Cheers for sending me all your teams, all this good stuff. Like, it is massively appreciated by me. Like, we did Seb's, we did Joel Linton, we did John's. Akuna Matata, 2 free transfers. How to go about it? So probably would do Son for Foden. And then I think you can get a Son to Foden, and you probably could get away with it. Or do Son to Foden and Salah to Gross could be the moves that you could do there. Hakuna Matata, that's probably what my advice would be there. I ran a poll and it received 40 votes for the best captain of the week. Whoa, neck and neck between Saka and Palmer on that one on the Twitter poll. We did Katie's team. Lauren's team. She said, help please. There's going to have to be a lot of help here, Lauren. I'm not going to lie to you. There might be some minuses coming about. She's got Turner, Anderson, Mikolenko, Lascelles, Baldock, Mengi, Elise, Doku, Solanke, Haaland, and Watkins. My God, this team is a mess. I'm realistically looking at it, and I'm genuinely thinking, like I don't think Doku's going to start. Haaland's not going to play. I don't know about any of the defenders. They'll probably all play. Elise's out. So we're probably looking at least a -8 to get you out of this mess. Or you could hit that wildcard button. Now for me, preferentially, I think I would prefer to hold the wildcard button till we get some more information and potentially delay it till around game week 30. But this team is absolutely shambolic. That defence is awful. There's no way of kind of beating around the bush. It is just shite. Sorry, but it is. How do I send teams in? If you want to send them me on Twitter, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. As well, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, be sure to hit that subscribe button as we are close to approaching 3k subs. It would be massively appreciated by me if we could hit that goal by the end of today's stream. Would be absolutely immense if we could do it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. As well, there's a vote going around for the best captain of the game week. So get your votes in for that one. Right, let's try and help you out here. So you could do Son in for Foden, Salah in for Pascal Gross, Elise for Garnacho, and that gives you a front three for a -8. Well, that are three of midfielders, and then hope for the best. Like Jesus, this is a real tough one, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'd probably wildcard. That defense is an absolute mess. If you need any help with a wildcard, there are videos on the channel, and if you put a wildcard together, you can send it me. But yeah, that team's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I can't lie to you. We will do another round of those as well, guys. So if you want your team reviewing, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. Is Zinchenko fit? According to Draft Hound's predicted points, well, predicted lineups, he's not expected to play. Let's have a look through some of the comments that we've missed on YouTube. I want to replace Son and Salah. Your best options are Palmer, Garnacho, Gross, Foden, and if you want to gamble, KDB. There you go. There's mine. Gusto is going to play. It's nothing bad. Wasn't on our injury list. Fair enough. If that's the case, then he'll be fine. Yeah, I don't think Trent's going to play, realistically. I just don't. Just sent my team. Cool. Can I go Odegaard as a slight differential? I mean, the fixtures for the next two are definitely there for Arsenal. So yeah, go for it. Crazy how Watkins just isn't being considered. Everton haven't won in their last 5 games. Very fair point. It is a very fair point, you know. I think a lot of people got burned when they obviously played Sheffield United and he did nothing in terms of captaincy. So I think that's what a lot of people kind of have a little bit of recency bias in their head. When are all the premiums fit? Who are you picking? Realistically, we're probably going to look at people like Salah, Haaland, KDB, because of the potential double game weeks in 25 for Liverpool, and obviously City's have been confirmed as well. Foden captain could be a very good shout. Thank you for sending me a team, Toby. We'll go and take a look at some more of those in a little while. Who do you think is better, João Pedro or Estepinian? It would mean I either go for a 3-4-3 or 4-4-2. I definitely think there's going to be goals in that game, and the form that Estepinian is in, like, and Brighton's defensive record, it's like honestly like so hard to call that one, Adam. I think I'd go João Pedro just for the penalties. Hi Tom, I have Guehi versus Arsenal as my third defender this game week. Is it worth taking a -4 to bring in Estepinian for Lascelles this week so I can bench Guehi? I don't think there's too much upside in that move, so probably not. Hell yeah, differential captain this week. I love it. Start Solanke or Johnson. I probably would go Solanke. Thoughts on a free hit in game week 25, Ewan's asked. I'm probably looking more at using my triple captainship in that game week. Jordan, are you taking the piss? If Liverpool double in game week 25 as well as City, then free hit will be worth it, I think. Potentially, I think it's probably going to be where we're going to play our triple captain. Especially if, you know, Liverpool get a double with like Luton at home as one of the games. Salah, realistically, is going to be it. Because who would it be? So it would be Luton at home. It would be Luton at home and Brentford away. Is that right? 25? Luton at home and Brentford away, yeah. Luton at home and Brentford away. That to me is just proper good triple captaincy material, to be honest. Bloody Jordan, are you? What a joker he was. Gross or Diaz? I'd probably go Pascal Gross. Douglas Luiz or Odegaard? I probably would prefer Odegaard. Thank you for helping Lauren. I told her her team was awful. Yeah, mate, it's really bad, isn't it? Took a -4 to save the wild card and captain Foden. All right, I rate that. Reckon Rashford is a good pick to replace Son or Bruno Fernandes. Personally, for me, like United's fixtures are there after this Spurs game, but I think for the money, I probably would just go Garnacho. Hi, mate. Gross, Odegaard, Saka to Son. Hi, mate. What's that? Hi, mate. Gross, Odegaard, Saka to Son or Estepinian to Trent. I probably would go one of the midfielders, and I probably would go for Saka if I had the availability and kind of could get back to Haaland easy. The White Goldfishers, hey Tom, just wildcarding after my 7 flags. Should I stick in Neto or Gross, bearing in mind that I already have Estepinian and Pedro? I mean, it's like Pedro Neto's been out for quite a while, so is he going to be dropped like straight back in? I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about Wolves to potentially suggest that one. I think going triple Brighton is a little bit crazy, though. So, you know, there might be better options. Garnacho could be one of those midfield cheap options that you potentially could go for. Tony or Nunes for a 1-week punt? I probably would go Tony. Hi, mate. I just sent me our team on Twitter. Help would be appreciated. No worries, Adam. We'll go and check those out in a few minutes. We'll do another batch at past and kind of have a scan around of any early team news. Amdoni or Edward for FPL draft. I'd probably go Amdoni. Pep said Grealish is sick, so it makes sense to go for Doku. I mean, he's just coming back from a longer-term injury. He potentially could just put Foden out on that side and put KDB through the middle. That could be something. Montiel, a good differential. Who the hell is Montiel? Am I just being thick? Who the hell is Montiel? Let's go and have a look. Here he is, Montiel, 15 points for Nottingham Forest. I do not have a clue who this guy is. He's played the last 2 games, picked up 12 points. Seems very kind of, what's the word? Knee-jerky to me. Captain Saka, Palmer or Foden. I probably would be looking... I'm going with Palmer, but I think Saka would be a really strong contender. And Foden if I both had them in my team as well. Start Gross or Richarlison. I probably would go with Gross. Hey, Jeff. How you doing, my man? Hope you're doing good. Montiel scored the winning penalty in the World Cup. Oh, dear. Just my ball knowledge just lacking. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Do hit that subscribe button though, because I know a lot about FPL. Start Pinnacle or Estepinian? I probably would go Estepinian. Jensen's asked, ops on Bowen captain? No, he's injured. Don't bother. Wouldn't bother. Start Bowen and hoping he recovers. That is the plan for me and my team. We're going to start Bowen and just hope for the best. Can I get a cheeky team review? Might be wildcard time. Of course you can, mate. If you want to leave it either in the chat or under my pinned tweet, that's the best place to do it. Areola, Gabriel, Porro, Walker, Taylor, Saka, Gordon, Palmer, Watkins, on free transfer. What should I do? I probably would get rid of Son and go Foden, especially with that double game week being announced. That would be the move that I would make there. Montiel also scored the winning pen in the year. I think you guys are having me on here. Montiel, he doesn't seem like he's this big a player when he plays for Forest. I'm not having it. Tom stopped watching the World Cup. And yeah, mate, like I remember I went and saw Jake, who I do the preview streams with. And I went to his house to go and fetch a mattress. And it started snowing when the World Cup final was. Like, and I was just sat in his flat. And we were just watching it on, like, this mattress that I was, like, going to have to squeeze into my old car. Which was a Kia Picanto. And if you know what a Kia Picanto looks like and trying to get a mattress in that car, you will understand the pain and the struggle that me and Jake went through. Let me see if I can find a photo of a Kia Picanto for you in a few minutes. But yeah, it was a big struggle. Let's just put it that way. Don't think Walker will play tomorrow because of personal reasons. 100% agree with that statement. I'm benching Palmer. Never back the early kickoff. Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, there's a lot of early kickoff this week, isn't there? There's no like kind of. There's 2 next week as well, so it's a bit of an awkward one. Chucked it in. Let me know what you think. Of course, mate. Colwell or Trippier as my first bench. I probably would go Trippier. On loan from Sevilla. Fair enough. Eze or Elise? I mean, Elise's injured, so I'd go Eze. Who's captain? Probably between Palmer, Foden and Saka for this game week. Watkins also a good shout. Team reviews, we'll be doing those in about 5 minutes. Christopher, my God, I'm quite gassy today. I have Jota, Palmer, Richarlison, Watkins, Gordon, Saka and Archer. Who's the best captain? Probably out of those lot, probably looking at Saka and Palmer would be the two. New Dawson, Thiago Montiel. Mate, Thiago Montiel is not making it into my team. Unless Forest weirdly double for some reason. Is Jota a good captaincy shout? I mean, we can't guarantee that he's going to see out the game. So, probably not. I can't even guarantee that he's going to start. Thoughts on Tony? I do like Tony as an option, you know. I really, really do. John, don't forget about Big Willie. Like, we have a few players, don't we, down the line, guys, that... Yeah. Yeah. Bloody Willian. Thank you for sending me your teams, guys. We'll have a look at those in a second. I'm just tempted. I am just tempted with KDB, you know. It's a bit naughty. It is just a little bit naughty. What did he say? What did he say about him? Because I am tempted, you know. What's has been said? Pau Torres, Tielemans and Olsen have rejoined training. Harrison Reed unwell. Calvin Bassey and Alex Iwobi on international duty. Abdoulaye Doucouré is trained and should return. Haaland and Stones are out and will miss out on the game against Newcastle. Jack Grealish has been unwell, but hopefully Pep Guardiola is you can hopefully return for training today. Any news on KDB? Here we go. Kevin De Bruyne is ready to start, and I can see he is in a very good, and the trip to Abu Dhabi will do him good too. Kevin De Bruyne could start. Like, it's very risky, isn't it? It could start. Could start. It's just a bit risky. It's just a bit risky, isn't it, guys? Just a bit. I just do fancy it. It's one of those picks where it's got in my head and it's a little bit like I might make it. Jamie Hayes has said, let's fucking go. How are you doing, Tom? I'm doing good, man. You're not allowed to talk about KDB. If you go with KDB for a hit, you've got to captain a premium. Nah, I wouldn't captain him, but I think I could bring him in and be a little bit ahead of the curve. Do you think Zinchenko is starting? According to Draft Town, no. So I'm going to also back their predictions and go no. Where the hell are you getting this money from to have KDB, Salah, Trent, and still have an... Oh, no, it would be for Salah. It would be for Salah. So it'd be KDB to Salah. Don't worry, I'm not like hoarding money away somewhere. Should I take a -4 for Walker, Estepinian to take out Trent or Konza? I mean, you've got Konza, like it's a good fixture, and there's definitely some other good fixtures coming up for Villa. If I wildcarded, I will be having KDB, 100%, yeah. Oh, it's just a little bit tempting, you know. It is just a little bit tempting. Bit of fun, bit of Friday night action. We go for it. Dunk for Montiel, Brighton with a clean sheet. This Montiel guy is absolutely riddling my chat now. Oh, dear me. Start Doherty, Solanke or Gusto. I probably would go Doherty. Thoughts on Doherty, Estepinian and Emerson. All good, but Emerson. Everyone else is pretty decent. Tony or Solanke. I think fixture-wise, I probably would go Tony. Lol, motel again. Henry123 has said, start Zinchenko or Taylor or Lascelles. Thank you. I mean, I don't think Zinchenko's going to play. I don't think Taylor's going to play. And I probably don't think Lascelles is going to play. So, if I was to pick any, I'd probably start Zinchenko, then hope Taylor plays. But, honestly, yeah. Adam said, best Brighton asset, Estepinian, João Pedro or Gross. In my personal opinion, probably João Pedro's got the penalties Estepinian as well is really good. Yes, we are doing the team reviews. We are doing the team reviews. If you want to send me your teams at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. And yeah, we'll get those reviewed for you guys before the deadline, which is in about 45 minutes time. We still might bring in KDB. I think I might have gone a little bit nuts, but it is what it is. Chris says, thinking of Livra to Estepinian and Bowen to Richarlison. I mean, Bowen's probably a player that I don't think you have to take out this week. So very easily could hold and then see what happens. But I like the I like that move. I like the Livramento to Estepinian move. So I probably would do that. And if I was to replace Bowen, it probably would be for Foden, realistically, Chris. What other teams have we been sent in? Adam, who I know is in the YouTube chat, he's got 2 free transfers. Foden will come in for Salah. It's between Archer to João Pedro or Trent to Estepinian. I think I would prefer Archer to João Pedro, especially if we get news of that Liverpool double in the next few days. I think that will make holding Trent a lot more of an appealing option. So I probably would do Archer to João Pedro there, Adam. That would be my advice. And then Ethan, he's got 2 free transfers in the bank. Obviously, change your captain around. Probably would do Son to Foden with the double game week, or Gross, or Saka. Again, that probably would apply for Mohamed Salah as well. And then put those 2 in there. So yeah, that's probably what I'd do there, mate. Leaves you your free money as well to go and replace one of your forwards for Haaland next week. So all good stuff. All good stuff. I've just seen that FPL Tony's tweeted. Let's have a look. Oh, he's just put his team out. He's just put his team. We're going to ask him. We're going to ask him. There we go. KDB, question mark. Yeah. The fact that he hasn't brought him in, though, would potentially suggest he's not going to play, but we'll see what happens. No other early team news at the moment as well, guys. Do keep your questions coming in. Like I said, there is about 45 minutes till the deadline, so do keep those questions coming in as well. We are trying to hit 3,000 subscribers today. We are ridiculously close to doing that, so if you want to help me and the channel out, do hit that subscribe button. Massively appreciated by me. To be fair, my team value would have been over 107 this morning if I hadn't already sold Salah, Son and Trent. Both losses me another 0.3 each. But I still feel good with the value. 100%, man. 1 week punt, Tony or Nunes captain. Jesus. I probably would go Tony. Hi, Tom. Wildcard in this game week. Don't know if I should bench Porro or Dallo. What would you do? I probably would bench Dallo out of the 2 if I had to pick. Jeff's asked, do you think it's worth a wildcard? Personally, for me, I think we're going to get a lot of information. I've said this a few times now. We're going to get a plethora of information ahead of game week 22. We're going to find out potentially which teams are going to blank and, you know, potentially have doubles further down the line. So outlines where we might want a wild card, maybe in game week 30. We're probably going to get news of Salah and Son, how they're getting on in their international tournaments, whether or not they're going to be back. Also, we're going to find out, you know, whether or not KDB's fully fit, Haaland's fully fit. So, you know, there's a lot going off. I think that we're going to find out more information over the next few weeks. And I do think it is worth holding on to that wild card. So maybe a -4 or a -8 this week. It's not the worst idea. 1, 2, 3. If Tom should -8 to bring in Big Willie and Montiel for Konza and Palmer. No. Praying for a Charlie Taylor leak. I know, innit? Who would have thought we'd be here waiting for a Charlie Taylor leak? Pity Tom, got to keep up with the new inputs like Montiel. I know. Tommy T, you make me relieved. No Saka, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it is tempting, but I don't think it's worth doing it. Can you do my team? My username is adskeps on Twitter. If you sent it me, mate, then yeah. But I think we went through everyone that had already sent me theirs. Sometimes it doesn't send straight away as well. So if you want to send it me again, leave it under the pinned tweet. That is the best place that I can find them as well, rather than just atting me. Ruben said, thoughts on Doherty, Estepinian and Emerson in my defence. I think all are good, but Emerson. I think with Spurs signing that new centre-back, Don't think he's going to play. Should I have Bowen captain? Because I think if he does play, he will get a goal. Also, if he doesn't, I mean, it's just, for me, there's always that doubt in the back of my mind. Like, what if, like, Bowen says he's fit, then he's not fully fit and has to come off at half-time? It's a huge, huge gamble. I think I would prefer having a captain elsewhere, to be honest. How should I feel with no Palmer and Saka? Probably like you're about to get fisted up the arse. That's probably how you should feel, realistically. Both are probably going to have ridiculously high EO this week. Jesus as a good or not, or take a punt on Tony? No, I probably would go for the punt on Tony. Garno or Palmer? I'm edging towards Garno because he doesn't blank and better fixtures. I get that, but I think Palmer could pop this week. Charlie Taylor leak, we're all waiting for it. What happened to the solid Wood hype? I mean, he is one of the highest scoring kind of players in terms of predicted points for this week for forwards. So, you know, the Wood hype could be back. Son and Salah to Saka and Foden. I think that could be a really good shout to potentially go for. Thoughts about Doherty, Estepinian and Emerson from West Ham, not from Spurs. Oh, right. Then I think he's been playing, so I think you should be fine, mate. Brentford fans, talk to me about Tony. Tony, my wild card, then Haaland in for Burnley. Fair enough. Yep, I think that's the right way to go about it. Look at the people want to know. The people want to know, Tony. Is KDP playing? Answer us. Come on. Answer us. Let's have that early team notes. Cool. Cool. What can we look at? I don't want that. Get out of here. Captain Saka or Palmer? I think it's realistically a 50-50 split, whichever way you want to go with that one. You know, Palmer has been in the better form this season, better points per game. Let's have a look, actually. I've got something for captaincy. I think it's this one. There we go. So exclude Haaland. This was from the preview stream yesterday. This is the kind of per 90 data so far this season for the players that I think a lot of people realistically will be looking at for the armband this week. And as you can see, Palmer is leading the way in terms of the expected data per 90, in terms of the points per 90 as well that he's averaging so far this season, well above what Saka is doing. But in the head-to-head game, Saka did score 2 goals at home against Crystal Palace last season. So maybe if you look at that as kind of a determining factor, then that potentially could be something that could sway you. I think Alvarez could be a great shout, but at St. James's Park, is it the best option? Probably not. Watkins as well hasn't been in the best form, but obviously you've got the fact that Everton haven't won in 5 games. He is a very good player. He will probably see out 90 minutes as well. So, yeah, I think there's just some of the data that potentially could help you maybe make your decision. Bowen, question mark? Yeah, I think personally, I don't think Bowen is going to play. We haven't had like any kind of official confirmation of why he's not going to play or potentially, you know, why he's going to miss out, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Is Jota a good captain? Not in my personal opinion. I think people like Palmer, Saka, Alvarez and Watkins are all better picks than going for Jota. Just my personal opinion. Bournemouth aren't even that bad. I know they lost to, was it Spurs in their last game? But even in that game, they were still very resolute, still showed quite a lot of kind of attacking intent. And with Liverpool missing key players, I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I do not think it is going to be an easy game. If I accidentally take a minus 36 point hit, can I cancel it by playing the wild card? Yes, you can indeed, Clinton. That is the way it goes. So yeah, there you go, Clinton. Let's get you out of that one. Bench Solanke. I'm personally not benching Solanke as I feel he could do well against this Liverpool defence. But we'll see what happens. I tried multitasking and I realised it's not possible. Clinton's not... It's not worked out for you there, man, has it? Henry123 has said Dubravka or Turner. Probably would go Turner this week. probably would go Turner this week. Let's take a look at predicted points for this game week. This is what Draft Hound is saying for the best players' predicted points for this game week. As you can see, Palmer clear at the top with 6.6. You know, Saka all the way down there with 5.5. So maybe if that's something that's potentially going to sway you with your captaincy decision this game week. Foden as well with 6.3. Alvarez with 5.7. Odegaard with 5.5, Solanke with 5.4. I've seen a few people benching him so far this week. Watkins with 5.2, and then Bernardo and Rashford. I only seen one person mention Rashford, but yeah. Christopher, who do I think you should captain? I mean, if you're looking at predicted points, Palmer is the top of that one, so probably would go down there. Captain Porro, I probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't this week. I think people are going a bit nuts with this differential kind of captain malark. Start Konza or Garnacho. Depends who's in the rest of your team, Ethan, but I think I would lean more towards... I think I'd lean more towards Garnacho, to be honest. Yeah, I probably would lean more towards that. Opinions on Diaby? I think he's a very good footballer. I've had him on my team so far this season. I just do think there is a little bit of risk of rotation with those Villa kind of players. There's a lot of interchanging that happens. You know, it seems like Diaby becomes undroppable, then he's all of a sudden dropped. So it's very difficult and hard to predict which way to go for it. Rashford must be the same United. Yeah, I know. I know. It's always the United fans that just randomly put Rashford in here. Just always putting Rashford in here. Oh. Like I said, guys, do keep the questions flowing as we are approaching the deadline at 6:15. We might be tempted with Foden. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. FPL Tony hasn't liked my tweet. That's annoying. That is annoying. It is annoying. Thoughts on Benrahma? I mean, he's going to play because West Ham don't have anyone else kind of left, but whether or not he's going to be a good pick, probably not. Considering Rashford is a cry for help, yeah, it's not good, is it, if you're going for Rashford, to be honest, realistically. Will De Bruyne play? That's what we're kind of trying to figure out at the moment. I think potentially with this Grealish kind of illness, it means Foden could go on the left and KDB could go down the middle, is my kind of thought process. That potentially could happen. I'm just going to take a look at Draft Hound's predicted lineups. Let me get this back up on screen for you guys to see. There we go. Let's go down to Manchester City. And let's take a look what they're saying. So yeah, they don't have it. They're having Doku playing, Foden down the middle, Bernardo, Kovacic, Alvarez. So they don't have it. So it is a little bit off-putting. Is a little bit off-putting potentially going for KDB in the team. So Benrahma on pens, good fixture. I mean, I guess as a 1 week punt, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but yeah, I just can't get behind that move. I think I'm more likely to see a Sheffield United win than a Benrahma goal. But I've been proven wrong in the past. It might happen again. Who knows? Who knows indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Do hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we are approaching 3,000 subscribers. So if you want to help the channel out, do hit that subscribe button. Massively appreciated by me as always. And yeah, just your overall support this year. Well, last year, going into this year as well, has been pretty immense. We've had a really good, solid start to game week. What game week are we in? Game week 21. We've made 5 videos. We've absolutely smashed it as well. Hitting 10 and 11. I think we might even end up on 12k views in the end for that one. So massively, like, the support you guys have shown me is just absolutely immense. So I can only thank you. And yeah, Cheers, lads. That Man City tweet looks like my wild card for game week 25. Nice. I've got to go now, Tom. Good luck for next game week. And don't forget to continue the Big Willie hype. See ya. Yeah, see you later, mate. Good luck this game week. Thank you, as always, for your support. Massively appreciated by me. Let's have a look at my predictions. Let's have a look at my predictions for this game week. So this is what I've gone for. Burnley Luton tonight. We've gone for a big fat stinking 0-0. It's got it written all over it. Chelsea versus Fulham. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Fulham. Newcastle versus City. I've gone for a 3-1 win for Manchester City. Villa versus Everton. A 2-1 win for Villa. A 2-1 win for Spurs over Manchester United as well. A 2-1 win for Arsenal over Crystal Palace. A 3-1 win for Brentford over Nottingham Forest. I feel the Ivan Toney factor. It's written in the stars. He's going to score on his return. Sheffield United, West Ham. I've gone for a 1-0 win for Sheffield United. I think with the injuries, West Ham are going to struggle. Bournemouth, Liverpool. I've gone for a 3-2 win for Liverpool. Feel that could be a little bit of a Barclays classic game. And then Brighton over Wolves. I've gone for a 4-1 win for Brighton. If you look at the previous head-to-heads, Brighton have absolutely smashed Wolves over the past few. Lots of goals and assists for Pascal Gross as well in that list. Am I planning on watching the game tonight? No, I am not watching the game tonight. I am going out after this. Yeah, we're going out into Leeds after this. Yeah, interesting. Do you have Saka? If not, are you going to bring him in? No, it would require me taking a -4, and I just don't think, like, he's not one of those players that's mega scoring at the moment, so I don't think it would be justified in me doing that. Foden or Richarlison? What is that? Foden or Richarlison? Is it worth it for a -4 for Estupinian? That doesn't quite make sense because he's a defender and they're a midfielder. So if you want to write that question out for me again. Yeah, yeah. I think I'd rather be going to do what I'm doing than do that. Can you do team reviews? If you sent them me on Twitter, we'll go review some more. We will go review some more teams. If you've sent them me on Twitter, I haven't got any notifications, so I don't think you've sent them me. Like I said, guys, if you want your team reviewing before the deadline, do pin it under this pinned tweet here. Plonk it under here. This is the best place to see it. It is pinned on my profile at FPL Tom _. Leave it under this pinned tweet. And I think we've done everyone's on here. I'm just having a quick scan, making sure we've not missed anyone out because we don't want to miss anyone out. Gonna ride that wave. Don't think we've missed anyone. Yeah, I can see your message, but you've just not put your team. ADI caps. You just put a message saying FPL Tom. I need you to put the team there. Otherwise, I can't see it. Hey, there it is. I found it. It's in the hiddens. 1 free transfer and preferably want to keep Salah and make a decision on him next week. What should I do? Oh my God. Okay. I think you could take a -4 here and go Foden for Son, or you could go Gross in. That potentially could be an option. And then with Nkunku, you're probably looking at someone maybe like Tony as a 1 week punt, Julian Alvarez as well, but with that double in 25, maybe Tony is a good punt. Maybe a little bit longer. So probably Tony or Alvarez for Nkunku. And then probably Son for Foden, Saka or Gross would be my advice there. When am I checking teams on Twitter? Right now. So if you want to send them me, get them sent to me. That's the best thing that you can do. Hopefully we can get a Charlie Taylor leak. It's unlikely, but we'll see what happens. No worries, pal. No worries, pal. Sorry I did miss it. It was just right at the bottom, hidden away, and like there's like a bit on Twitter, like yeah, yeah. It was right at the bottom, hidden away. Unfortunately. Cool. Cool. Do keep your questions flying in, guys. Let's try and answer as many as we possibly can before the deadline. If I do captain Estupinian, the wait for the last game of the week will be absolute torture, especially if people like, you know, Palmer and Saka pop off. That could be painful, mate. That could be really painful. Should I do Salah and Son to Jota and Foden? I'm just not a big fan of Jota, to be honest. I get why people like him, but I'm not there. Do I think Elise will start? No, I don't. Vexy, I just sent my team. Can I rate it? Of course I can. Of course I can. That's what we do on this channel, man. We'll start from this one first. We've got Harry, 194182. He said lots of differentials this week. Could do amazing or horrible. I mean, that spelling of horrible is absolutely atrocious. Also, thoughts starting Gusto or Pinnock, and Pickford or Dubravka. Probably would go Pickford. I think the team's looking pretty good. Captaincy I rate. Clivert's an interesting one, but it is what it is. But yeah, I rate the Foden captain pick. And I definitely think you've made the kind of the choices that you asked the right way round. So yeah. Oh, no worries, Vexy. We've also got Yusuf. He's sent his team. Any changes? Ariel Akonza, Walker, Ake, Saka, Madueke, Sterling, Palmer, Julian Alvarez, Cunha and Rao. Very interesting team. Very interesting. Triple Chelsea and triple City. Just make sure you have a clear way back to Erling Haaland, which I think you will do looking at this. But I think Walker potentially could miss out with kind of this family stuff that's potentially coming out. So he might miss out of the game. So that could be a little bit disastrous. That could be a little bit disastrous. Who else has sent me their team? Alfie has sent me his team. Who should I bring in? Thinking Son and Hwang out for Saka and Gross. I rate that. I think Foden could be a shout as well with the double game week being announced. But if it stops you getting to Haaland, I think I have no issues with Saka and Gross. Go for it, man. I think they're really good transfers to go for this week. I hope so. I hope so too, man. I hope you have a good game week. It would be good to see. It would be good to see if you do have a good game week. Do keep those questions flying in. Like I said, guys, the deadline is fast approaching. About 25-ish or so minutes before that one. Allison or Raya? Probably would go Raya, to be honest. Probably would go Raya. Family stuff. You've got to be kidding me. My team's a shambles. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it for you, man. Let me go to Twitter. I can't exactly remember what it said, so I just went with family stuff as like the safe bet. But it was basically like it'll be on here. Let's have a look. Here we go. Captain Kyle Walker has responded to widespread newspaper reports concerning his private life. Annie is an amazing woman, and I can only apologise for the upset I've caused her. She's been part of my life for so long, and that will never change for the sake of our children. I would ask for privacy for all our family, and especially our younger children, whilst we work through these difficult times. So I'm guessing he's probably knobbed someone's bird, and his wife's found out. That's a guess, but that's also libelous, so we're not going to say that. We're going to retract that comment because we don't want to be sued by Kyle Walker. But yeah, I think potentially he could miss out due to that. Any team news? No, we don't have any team news, unfortunately, my friend. The only one that I could find was like Haaland's out, but I'm guessing you kind of know that one. But yeah, that's the kind of the Kyle Walker update on that one. He's going to miss out due to kind of personal reasons. Make of that what you will. Sure. Sure indeed. Sure indeed. My throat is absolutely gagging. I can't wait to get a juicy glass of water after this stream. What are your guys' plans for the evening? Let me know in the comments as well. Let me know what you're up to. Is anyone watching this championship game that's happening tonight? Luton versus Burnley. Absolute jokers. Let me know if you're planning on watching that one. I am not. Don't have any plans to watch that one because it looks crap. English right back's been on one, clearly. Clearly has, hasn't he? Yeah. I mean, he's done a lot of weird stuff as Kyle Walker. Like, he had like his orgies in lockdown. There was the stuff with the Iceland women as well during COVID. There was that video of him getting his tackle out as well in a Joma coat in a bar. Just a bit of a strange bloke, isn't he? Just a bit of a weirdo. -8 for Salah to Gross, Bowen to Douglas Luiz and Lascelles to Estupinian is my plan. All right, I rate that. That's a good plan. Go for it. My wildcard team, Areola, Leno, Dallo, Doherty, Estupinian, Walker, Porro, Foden, Saka, Palmer, Gross, Douglas Luiz, João Pedro, Tony, Watkins. What do I think? Just make sure you have a clear plan that, you know, you can get the likes of Salah and Haaland straight back in this team. But other than that, I really do like it. Some very strong and interesting picks. Raya, Konza, Gusto, Van der Veen, Montiel, Saka, Palmer, Rashford, Bowen, Eze, and Dome for FPL draft thoughts. Bloody Montiel, eh? Yeah, it's a really good team, mate. For draft as well. Maybe you could do with a Luton player in there, but other than that, all good. I mean, the waivers has kind of gone anyway, hasn't it? Who is the best replacement for Son? I have Palmer, Salah, Saka, Bowen, and Son as a midfield right now. I'd probably Foden then, to be honest. Probably Foden then. That's the way that I go. Sarabia or Garnacho? I probably would go Garnacho, in my personal opinion. Just think the fixtures are a little bit better. Wolves aren't the best. Do I see Bournemouth scoring? I do indeed. Do you rate Jota as a midfield option as well? I do not. Gakpo or Darwin? I probably would go Darwin. Play Baldock or Dallo? I probably would play Dallo. You think there's any chance of Bowen featuring off the bench? Yeah, I think it very much could be a possibility. You know, if they need him or they can see in a situation where he potentially could play some minutes, I think he could come off the bench. Do you think Zinchenko will start, or would you take a -8 hit if you've already taken a -4? I probably would just gamble on it and not take another minus, because realistically, you're hoping that defender's going to keep a clean sheet. We're not really seeing a lot of clean sheets at the moment in terms of defences. Probably the pick you would go for is Estupinian, so could get an attack in return, but it's quite hopeful. So I think I'd just leave and hope for the best crown. Who do I prefer out of captaincy for Saka and Palmer? I'm obviously leaning on Palmer because I don't have Saka, but I think both are excellent options. In terms of predicted points as well, Palmer is leading the way, so he'd probably be the one that I would go for. He is probably the one that I would go for. Foden in second. I know a lot of people are bringing him in. Alvarez, Saka, Odegaard, Solanke, Watkins, Bernardo, and Rashford. Yeah. There we go. Do keep your questions flying in, guys. We've got about 15 minutes till the deadline, so make sure you're getting your teams locked and loaded as well for this game week. Make sure you click and save. Make sure you get in, you know, all that good stuff sorted. Predicted lineups. Here we go. FPL's Harry's predicted lineups. The ones that I want to look for are, where is it? City here. Foden, Grealish. No KDB. So, again, that's putting me off. There's the main man. Fucking Montiel. Someone was asking about Ben Rama. He's here in the West Ham predicted lineup. So is Soufal as well. Ings, Fornals and Souček. No, obviously Bowen in there, but I think that makes sense. Luton, Adebayo. We had a question about him as well earlier. Jota, 50% chance of playing, according to Hungry Slobs FPL. Decent, man. Decent. Again, no Zinchenko in this one either. So that's Draft Hound and this one as well on FPL Harry's predicted lineups. Richarlison or Gross, in my personal opinion, probably would prefer Richarlison. Although Pascal... yeah, I probably would prefer Richarlison out of the two, but like Werner coming in has made him a little bit less of an appealing option. Do I think Morris could start? No, I think they'll go with Adebayo because he's been in the better of the form, but I definitely think he could see his minutes limited with Morris being back. Who has the highest EO this week? I mean, I don't know till like it's obviously the deadline passes and the game updates, but my guess would probably be Saka, with him being like 60% owned. Then on top of that, people captain him. He's probably going to have probably around between 120 to like 160 EO this week. So it could be very detrimental if you don't have him. Yeah. Sterling to Richarlison for a -4. No, I think I'd keep Sterling. I'd keep Sterling for this week. Do keep your questions flying in, guys. We've got 15 minutes till the deadline. If you want your team to review in as well, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. And yeah, all good stuff. Areola or Martinez, who would you start? I'd probably go with Areola. To be honest. Do keep your questions flying in. I'm not going to stay live for too long after the deadline, as I do need to shoot off, get myself into Leeds. And yeah, go out, have some fun. What are your opinions on Pedro Neto and Jota? I mean, I've not really, like, this is the first time I've kind of, Pedro Neto coming back from injury, like, how many minutes is he realistically going to play? Jota as well, there's, according to FPL Harry, a 50% probability that he's going to play, so it's not guaranteed that he's going to see out these games, so both of them are a little bit like that for me. Put Raya in for Alisson, even though I have Eze in my team. Yeah, fair enough. Is what it is. Alfie says, sorry, Captain Saka. Fine. It's fine, mate. Let's close this poll as well. Let's see what the vote is for captain for this game week. Let's take a look. Thank you for everyone who voted. We had 120 votes. Saka leading the way with 42% of those. Palmer very close behind. I think that's where this split is going to be this week. 41% of the vote for him, and then other 15% as well. So very tight call between Saka and Cole Palmer. Obviously, Cole Palmer leading the way for predicted points as well. So it is going to be ridiculously tight. Colwell maybe bench this week. Very easily could. Very easily could. Of course, this clown's here. Got to captain Decore. What are you on with? Apparently, he's going to play, though. So if you've still got him in your team, I don't know what your team looks like these days. Palmer vice-captain? Yeah, I'd have Palmer on the vice then if you go in Saka. Joe said Trent to Porro or Estupinian for a -4 or just play Taylor. I probably would do the -4 into Estupinian. Surprised Harry didn't even give Bowen any % chance of starting. Yeah, I know. It is what it is, though. Also sent my team. What a guy. What a guy, eh? Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's very nice. Took a -4 to bring in Estepinian for Kufal and Foden in for Son. I rate the Foden pick, mate. Obviously, we didn't get any news from from Vincent Company yesterday about Lyle Taylor. Again, with Bowen, could play, but you've got players to cover them if not. Palmer captain, yeah, I think that's the right way to go. You've got Saka as well, so you're not going to be hiding behind the sofa. I rate it, mate. I rate the Estepinian bringing him in as well. So yeah, rate the balls of steel. Hopefully it works out for you, man. Unless you're playing me in head-to-head. I don't think you are this week. I don't think you are. I think I'm playing Max. Let me know who you're playing in head-to-head. If it's anyone actually important or it's just some like NPC that's been added to the league. Let me know. Do keep your questions flying in, guys. We've got about 11 or so minutes till the deadline, so do keep those questions flying into me. We'll have a look if we have got any early kind of team news, but I very much doubt we're going to get any early team news on Charlie Taylor. Yeah. He's probably too busy with like the can't pay, we'll take it away people around his house, to be honest. Golden Goal has done Salah to Foden. Fair enough. And he's captain Saka. Fair enough. Yeah, I feel it could be a long weekend if Saka scores a goal. I refuse to believe no one knows if this man Charlie Taylor starts. I know someone will have some information. If anyone's a good, close personal friend of Charlie Taylor, tell him to hit me up and we'll exclusively tweet it, alright? I have 8 million in money and transferred Bowen to Mbuemo. When I put my phone in my pocket, it was worth going to buy... What? What the hell have you done here? So you brought Mbuemo in, who's obviously injured. So that's not going to work. It's definitely not worth a minus. How did you manage to do that? Yeah, it's worth a -4 to get him back out. Jesus, how have you managed to do that? Like, I don't even know how that's possible. That's criminal. That is criminal. 10 minutes till the deadline, guys. I'm just going to make sure that is right. Yeah, 10 minutes till the deadline. Make sure you are getting your teams locked and loaded for this game week. Take in any kind of minuses you need. If you've got any final questions as well, do get them into me and we will try and help you out the best way we can ahead of this deadline. Are you still in the FPL Cup? Was knocked out in the first week. Yeah, I got knocked out the other week. I think it was because of the Solanke points being taken away, to be honest. If it weren't for them, then I would have been through into the next round, but no. Taken away. I'm sweating. Oh, dear. What are people's thoughts on this weird game week as well? Like, it's just kind of spread out over 2 weekends, and I don't really know how to feel about it. Like, it's just a little bit of an interesting one, isn't it? It's just a bit awkward. It just is a little bit awkward. My phone screen is sensitive, so when I put my phone in my pocket, it started pressing random buttons. Okay. So it is worth a -4 to get any other player. Yeah, rather than an injured one. Yeah, 100%. Maybe look to invest in a new phone as well, because if you've got a phone that's randomly, making transfers for you, probably not the best. Patrick's asked, Tom, I'm guessing you mean thoughts, not faults, on Son to Diego. I'm not a big fan of Diego Jota. I don't know if that's kind of come across in this stream, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of Diego Jota. If you are enjoying the content that you see on the channel, guys, be sure to like and comment and subscribe as well, as we are ridiculously close to hitting that 3,000 subscriber mark. We are super close. And the aim is to do it before my 24th birthday, which is on 27th of Jan. So yeah, if we could do that, that would be absolutely amazing. But, only subscribe if you want to. Did I end up getting KDB? I didn't, Katie. I didn't. Thoughts on Captain Richarlison? No, probably wouldn't go for it. Maxino Gamez has said, rate my team: Areola, Estepinian, Saliba, Emerson, Gross, Bruno, Saka, Palmer, João Pedro, Watkins, Nunes, bench Dubravka, Walker, Foden, Burn. Also have 10.4 million in the bank to get back Salah and Son when they come back. I'd probably play Foden over Nunes. Genuinely, or over Emerson. I know you've already got the 3 defenders, so yeah, I probably would rather play Foden over Nunes or Bruno, to be honest, in my personal opinion. I like the fact that this week will set apart a lot of teams, but it's also very stressful. All this just to see a Charlie Taylor 1-pointer. I know, man. It's going to be absolutely mental when Charlie pulls off his 1-pointer. I'm stuck for captaincy. I mean, if this helps you out, predicted points does have Palmer on top. I think I probably would go Palmer, to be honest, Katie. If you've not got Saka, I'd probably go Palmer. I think he'd be the best one. Will Jesus start? According to Draft Hound. Let's have a look. No. According to Draft Hound. There's your answer. Any early team news? We've got literally 6 minutes till the deadline. Six minutes till the deadline. Make sure you are getting your teams locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Foden, not a good option? No, I do think he's a great option to go for. I just think with KDB back, he might come off around the 60th, 70th minute. But yeah. I just think the majority of people are going to be going Palmer or Saka this week. So if one of them pops and you don't really have them as captain, it could be absolutely detrimental. But you play your own game. If you've got a gut feeling about Foden, then 100% go for it. Should I start Taylor, Bowen, or Archer at this point? I mean, to be honest, I'd start Bowen and then have Taylor, and then if worse comes to worse, Archer just comes in. That's the way probably to go for it. Oh, start 2. Probably Taylor and Bowen then, mate. Probably Taylor and Bowen. Oh, yeah. Soggy Bananas has got to get a new phone screen. Like, if I had a phone screen that was, like, randomly making transfers for me, I probably wouldn't be doing these streams anymore. I probably wouldn't be alive. My thoughts on Jota, I'm just not keen. I'm just genuinely not keen on him, to be honest. Would you start KDB? If I had him, then yes. I don't think he's going to start the game. I do think he might feature off the bench, but I don't think he's going to start this game. Looking at the predicted lineups as well, they don't have him in. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think if you've got him already or you're on a wild card and you've gone for him, play him. But I just can't advise potentially bringing him in. It's a bit of a risky one, but if you've got the balls, go for it. If you've got the balls, go for it. 4 minutes till the deadline, guys. Make sure you're getting your teams locked and loaded. As well, like I said, we are trying to hit 3K subscribers. So if you've enjoyed today's stream, do be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Massively appreciated by me. Oh, yeah. The live FPL kind of check is going to be like all the time. Especially the thing is, right, if Palmer blanks and I'm just sat here like waiting and feeling miserable for a whole week, waiting for the next weekend, it's going to be awful. It's going to genuinely be awful. If I bring in Garnacho in this moment, would you bench Bowen or Taylor? I bench Taylor. I bench Taylor. Good luck to you as well, Katie. Thank you for your support as always on these streams. Massively appreciated by me. Yeah, we've got about 4 minutes till the deadline, guys. Like I said, make sure you're getting those teams locked and loaded. Play Pinnock or Konza. I'd probably play Pinnock. To be honest. Got that little bit more of a set piece threat. I've said that now, so Konza's definitely going to go and score a header, isn't he? Oh, dear. Make sure you're getting your teams locked and loaded, guys. Like I said, all good stuff. Three minutes till the deadline. Let's have one final scout around. See if there's any kind of early team news kicking about. Anything like that. Why do I have Bowen? I mean, I have him because they don't play this weekend. They play next weekend. So there's always the possibility that he could be back. There's no kind of official confirmation of this injury, and no one really knows the extent of how long he's actually going to be out for. And realistically, there's a big gap between game week 21 and game week 22, so could just miss out on this game week. And I think he's been a very good player so far this season, so worth holding on to. Diaby seems underrated. Villa have good games. They do indeed, but, you know, could see himself easily dropped out of that side at any moment in time. But, you know, Bailey's coming in. The other guy, the Italian guy they've got as well. Garnacho captain? No, I would not be going Garnacho captain. Would not be going for Garnacho captain. About 1 minute till the deadline, guys. Make sure you're getting your teams locked in. And yeah, all good stuff. Estupinian captain locked in from St. Ledger. Man, I appreciate the support you've shown this morning as well for you. Like, absolutely immense from you. Yeah, massively appreciated. Taylor or Bowen? I think I would rather start Bowen, to be honest, than Taylor. Just like Taylor, realistically, is going to get like, yeah. Need to design that kit there, Tom. Big EDL kit. I know, it's proper, like, beige, isn't it? We need something, like, colourful and, you know, yeah. Someone send me some good designs in and we'll work on them. Do I take a -4 for Walker? No, I would not. Not with all the family stuff and him potentially cheating on his wife kind of coming out over the past few days. Probably wouldn't. I think he might miss out on the next game, surprisingly. Right, there is about 1 minute, maybe even 30 seconds till the deadline. Let's have a quick scout around, see if there's any early team news. Doesn't look like there is. We're not going to find out about Charlie Taylor, unfortunately. I'm captaining Foster. He's going to score. I mean, it's risky, But go for it, sure, whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do, shoot for the stars, hope for the best, as they say. Probably like 10 seconds left till the deadline, guys. I'm not going to lie, it is probably already closed. There we go. It has unfortunately closed. So hopefully you got your teams in, all that good stuff. Great stream, really enjoyed it. Cheers, man, massively appreciate that. Thank you for everyone who's been in today's stream as well. Massively appreciated by me. We'll stay live for a few minutes, see what other questions we do get kind of flying about. Maybe we get a little bit of early team news, but I do realistically need to shoot off ASAP as, yeah, I need to get into Leeds. Jackie has said, great stream, Tom. Appreciate it. No worries. No worries, Jackie. Thank you for being here. FN has said, I pulled the trigger on Garnacho. I regret it already. Me too, mate. Me too. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully it works out for the best. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll see. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. Like I said, guys, there is a game on tonight, the Burnley-Luton game, so don't bother watching that one. Obviously, Chelsea play tomorrow. It's unfortunate that we couldn't get any kind of news on KDB. I think I probably would have pulled the trigger for a -4 for that one, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Plenty of content coming your way. I think we've got a video planned for Sunday. I think that's the plan. We're going to have a video go out then. Transfer targets, kind of analysing. We're also going to have a preview stream ahead of the next game week, which is a long way away. I think it's not till the end of January. So it's probably going to be a while before you see my face in kind of live stream form. But there's going to be plenty of video content coming your way over the next few weeks. Like I said, we are super, super close to hitting 3K subscribers. It is ridiculously close. Honestly, like, genuinely super close. Like, yeah. And if we could hit that before my birthday, it would be absolutely mesmeric for me. Help. I started in Buemo and I have Trent only on my bench, then Konza and Archer. Will Konza come on? Yes, Konza will come on. Konza will come on. Don't worry, man. You really, really need to get a new phone. Really, really need to get a new phone, man, because that transfer of Buemo in has massively fucked you. Like, big time. So yeah, you definitely need to get like a new transfer in or something, or a new phone. Yeah, get a new phone. Get a new phone, and then you won't have to deal with this anymore. All right, that's the advice I'm going to give you. Get a new phone. Okay. Cool. Cool. Right, guys, I think we're going to leave it there, to be honest. Like I said, thank you for all the support that you've showed over 2023 and going into 2024. Massively appreciated by me. Like I said, plenty of video content coming your way on TikTok and YouTube, so be sure to support the channel. All that good stuff. But thank you very much for watching today's stream, and good luck this game week.